I've played uh, all of them except the mobile ones. So I played Deus Ex Infinity War, Human Revolution, and uh, now I'm playing this one. So I was gonna do this when it came out, but I played through Human Revolution a couple days before, and this is like that was my second playthrough, and I wasn't really feeling it, so I kind of stopped after Detroit. But I'm gonna play this one now. So from what I remember, from like 2010, 2011 when this game came out, or the Human Revolution came out, Infinite War and the one before doesn't actually matter. They're after this. So Human Revolution, you Seraph Industries gets attacked. Megan and her team are presumed dead. You get knocked out for like I think 6 months. Well, you're basically dead for like not dead, but like you're under operation for like 6 months. And terrorist attack at one of Seraph's warehouses. Dude hacking in via a person. He shoots himself. Then you go to Detroit to find out who that person was. Then you go to Shanghai. I don't really remember where it is. Then you find the dude who was hacking in. Then you are told to find the lady who is like an announcer or something, a reporter. You go to the place where she is. Turns out she's a hologram. You killed some other people. It's probably a previously on. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, you find out she's a AI. I'm skipping a bunch. Then somewhere along your pilot dies, or you can save her, I think. But I think canon she dies. Then you go to. Oh, then you find out Megan and her team is alive. One member is dead, and you use, but they're. I don't know how to word this. Like their chips, the tracking device. Yeah, Seraph. I don't even know how to speak anymore. Seraph ends up putting a tracker inside everyone. He switches the frequency. The dude who captured them, well, one of the dudes who captured them, switches the frequency on their chips. That's how we find out where they are. And then a big anti-cybernetics dude hacks into the cybernetics of augments of everyone via a upgrade that got pushed out, and he makes everyone go rabid or something. I think we'll be told. This is like my second time loading it up. I loaded it up the day it came out, and now I'm like actually playing it. So new game, give me Deus Ex, and Breach sounds fun. You can enjoy the Deus Ex Mankind Divided as a standalone experience. You can also live the events of Deus Ex Human Revolution, which took place 2 years prior, by watching a 12-minute recap video. I will watch the 12-minute recap video, and I'll be quiet during it.
The year was 2027. Advances in biotechnology were helping people improve their physical and mental abilities to an amazing degree. Provided, of course, they had enough money. A new breed of people was emerging, half human, half machine. And in Detroit at least, not everyone was happy to see it. I'd just landed a job as head of security at Seraph Industries, a cutting-edge biotech firm. David Seraph himself handpicked me for the job, said he needed me to keep his people safe. My ex, Megan Reed, was one of them. Brilliant neuroscientist, Megan had found a way to make augmentation safe and affordable for everyone. All she had to do was present her research to Congress. But the night before her big meeting, my security measures failed. A team of Black Op mercenaries stormed into Seraph headquarters, massacring everyone in sight. 3 of the mercs were heavily augmented walking tanks. Their mission? Take out Megan and her team. I tried to stop them, but their leader tossed me through a plate glass wall. Last thing I heard as his bullets slammed into my brain was Megan's dying scream. I should have died with her. Only I didn't. High-end military-grade enhancements saved my life. The best augmentation Sarif's money could buy. Took me half a year to get a feel for him. Should have taken longer. But 6 months into my recovery, Sarif Industries was attacked again. This time, by a radical group of pro-human purists. Violent, militant, and fanatically opposed to human augmentation. They claimed to be members of Humanity Front, a non-profit organization that wanted the UN to limit biotechnology research. The thugs broke into Sarif's factory and found machinists working overtime on a top-secret military augment called the Typhoon. Sarif sent me to retrieve it, and when I did, I found one of the so-called purists next to it, wired with cerebral implants, trying to download its classified specs. Obviously, something more was going on. The Aug killed himself before I could question him. Sarif ordered me to dig deeper, so with the help of Frank Pritchard, Sarif's head of cybersecurity, I did. Turns out a second hacker had been controlling the Aug's actions from somewhere off-site. Pritchard and I tracked his signal to a secret FEMA internment camp in Detroit. The Black Op mercenaries were there. The same mercs who'd left me for dead 6 months before. Figured they'd try again when they saw me. Wasn't so easy for them this time. I took out the tank named Barrett. Even got him to give me a new lead. A penthouse apartment in China. Of course, we both knew it would be a trap in the end. Hengsha Island, China. Home to a city so crowded, they had to build a second city on top of it. Trying to find clues in Hengsha wouldn't be easy. Lucky for me, I wasn't alone. Farida Malik, Sarif Industries' ace pilot, had lived in Hengsha before. A good person to have on your side. She knew enough about the place to get me around. Malik dropped me in the lower city, close to the penthouse Barrett had told me about. Bell Tower Associates, a private security firm under contract to the Chinese government, had agents tossing the suite when I arrived. Just not for the reason I'd been expecting. Turns out the man who lived there was a criminal hacker named Van Bruggen. The same hacker who'd been remotely controlling the Aug in Sarif's factory. Van Bruggen's panicked decision to force the man to commit suicide had been a mistake. Now his mercenary partners were gunning for him, and I needed to find him before they did. Locating Van Bruggen meant playing nice with the Triads, Hengsha's organized crime lords. They had the hacker holed up inside a low-rent capsule hotel. By the time I found him, Van Bruggen had no qualms giving up the woman who hired him. Zhao Yunru, president of the Taiyang Medical Corporation. According to Van Bruggen, Zhao wanted to monopolize the augmentation industry and had hired Black Op mercenaries to destabilize her competition. Sarif Industries was at the top of her list. To prove this, I needed to get inside TYM and grab a surveillance hologram off a server. I suspected Van Bruggen was hiding something when he told me this, but nothing could have prepared me for what I saw. Megan wasn't dead. She and her 4 best researchers had been kidnapped, spirited away somewhere while their kidnappers made it look like they were dead. Desperate to learn more, I confronted Zhao in her penthouse. She claimed to be a pawn in a bigger plan, and hinted at a group so powerful it controlled global interests at a whim. Then she slipped into a panic room and hit the alarm, forcing me to make a very quick exit. I figured Zhao was lying, but part of her confession made sense. David Sarif had been worried about his people. So worried, he'd required all of them to have subdermal locator devices surgically implanted. The GPOs would have been broadcasting the day of the attack. But Zhao said a single call to Picus, the world's leader in global 24-hour satellite news, had turned those signals off. I needed to fly to Picus headquarters in Montreal if I wanted to learn more. Eliza Cassan, Picus Communications' First Lady of News. Malik thought I was reaching when I told her Eliza was involved in this. The world's most famous news anchor, working with a mercenary hit squad. But when I confronted Kassan in her office, she freely admitted to jamming Detroit's satellites the night Megan's team had been taken. Said she's just been following her commands. I suspected she wanted to say more. But Black Op mercenaries showed up looking to shut us both down. And just like that, the Eliza I'd been talking to disappeared. The mercs were led by an augmented killer I crossed paths with twice before. Fedorova, a woman who'd made silence her best friend. She waited for me to track Eliza's transmission to a secret server room underneath the Picus complex, then jumped me from behind. A deadly fight ensued. I made sure she never moved silently again. With Fedorova down, and no one left to keep Eliza quiet, she reappeared. Turns out Picus's first lady of news wasn't a lady at all. She was a sophisticated AI program, engineered to monitor data streams and control what people believed. Eliza told me the mercs had brought in a Humanity Front doctor named Isaiah Sandoval to remove the scientist's implanted tracking devices while Detroit's satellites were down. She also told me to speak to David Sarif if I wanted to learn more. By the time Malik and I got back to Detroit, tensions between normal and augmented citizens had reached a flashpoint. Riots were breaking out in several cities, and the UN was being urged to intervene. Sarif was trying hard to convince Hugh Darrow, the inventor turned philanthropist who'd once been a leading proponent of enhancement technologies, to help stop a possible regulatory vote. Sarif had a lot riding on Darrow. Megan's discovery would have given millions of people the chance to evolve beyond their normal human abilities, and at the same time catapulted Sarif Industries to the top of the Fortune 500. According to Sarif, Megan's kidnappers knew this, and didn't want people evolving unless they controlled how it was done. He called his enemies Illuminati, and urged me to keep searching. Determined to do so, I tracked down Sandoval via America's most outspoken augmentation opponent, Bill Taggart, Sandoval's boss and founder of Humanity Front. Sandoval admitted to operating on Megan's team when I confronted him, but said he hadn't removed their GPLs. He'd merely switched them to a different frequency. Pritchard was able to trace one of the signals to China. Malik and I immediately took off in pursuit. Unfortunately, the Illuminati were one step ahead. Ambushed. Shot out of the sky by Bell Tower Associates, seconds after entering Hengsha's airspace. Malik's piloting skills saved me. After a tense and bitter struggle, I escaped into Lower Hengsha. The tracking signal I was following led straight to the Triads, or more specifically, to the augmented arm of Tong Si-hung, leader of a gang of augmentation harvesters. Tong said they'd taken the arm off a corpse, which Bell Tower had left at their door, meaning at least one of Sarif's scientists was dead. Maybe not the rest of them, though. Tong pointed me to a port used for human trafficking and helped me slip aboard a Bell Tower ship. It was sailing to Rifleman Bank Station, a military base in the South China Sea. Bell Tower was holding kidnapped civilians as prisoners there, and using them to perfect the Hyron Project, a human-computer interface that left most of its test subjects dead. My search for Megan would have ended then, if not for a mysterious ally named Quinn. In exchange for my help exposing Bell Tower, he slipped me aboard a second ship headed to Singapore, and an Illuminati-run biotech facility called Omega Ranch. 3 of Sarif's scientists were there, forced by their captors to create a technology capable of remotely shutting down augmented abilities. Thanks to an emergency recall notice issued by the World Health Organization, millions of people all over the world already had the biochip installed. With the help of the scientists, I tracked Megan to a private section of the ranch. There, I ran into Yaron Namir, the walking tank who'd put a bullet in my brain the first time we met. He'd teamed up with Zhao and was hoping to catch me off guard. Their little ambush didn't work. I found Megan in a suite belonging to Hugh Darrow, the billionaire philanthropist who Sarif had called on for help. Darrow had convinced her to go along with the biochip plan by promising to sabotage the tech. As she was explaining this, Darrow appeared in a global broadcast, telling the world that augmentations would be the death of mankind. Then he activated the biochips to prove his point. All over the world, augmented people flew into a killing frenzy. Darrow had betrayed everyone, and it was up to me to set things right. To do it, I had to reach Panchaea, a massive installation in the Arctic Ocean. As I raced through corridors built by an all-augmented workforce, I saw death and destruction firsthand. By the time I shut down Darrow's broadcast, I knew the damage he'd done. Still, humanity's future remained unclear. How would the world react to this sabotage? Would people ever regain their faith in augmentations again? What would be the Illuminati's next move? Only time could give us the answers.
Okay. I think I was kind of close. I mean, I did pretty well now playing Sixers. I mean, besides that.
I once thought I could save the world. Now look at it.
In yet another augmented terror attack, 251 passengers aboard Sista Airlines Flight 451 were killed when an augmented passenger broke into the plane's cockpit and ruthlessly butchered its flight crew. Details recovered from the black box recorder suggest that the man may have been suffering flashbacks to the AUG incident. That horrible day 2 years ago when augmented people all over the world flew into a psychotic killing spree, causing the greatest loss of life in recent history.
Sometimes, you just have to let go. And embrace what you've become.
Not gonna go all wonky on us now, Hansa, are ya?
Well, if I do, McCready, I guarantee you'll never see it coming.
Agent Jensen! Am I gonna have a problem with you?
No, sir. No reason to assume you would.
Good, because you are the only augmented operative on this team, and I intend to make good use of you.
Listen up, all of you.
We got a sandstorm barreling down our arse and we can't afford to make mistakes. We're going after this man, an arms dealer named Shepard. He's ex-Bell Tower, one of the Special Forces commanders who disappeared during the incident.
And he's come out of hiding. That cannot be good.
It's not. He's selling weapons and military-grade augments to terrorists. This is Aran Singh, the undercover agent who lured Shepard out of his hole. Best you see Interpol's got. For 3 years he's worked hard to get in tight with the Jinn, an Iraqi smuggling cartel that's infected the Eastern Hemisphere like a plague. Last week, our arms dealer sent a message to the Jinn, offering to sell them a shitload of black market merchandise dirt cheap. They told Singh to handle the buy.
They're not gonna like it when Interpol disrupts their party. Singh's cover really that good?
It is right now. We need to keep it that way. This is where the deal's going down. A half-finished high-rise hotel that's been abandoned ever since the incident. It's not a pretty picture inside.
Let me guess. Most of the laborers were augmented with heavy-duty industrial rigs. So when the incident hit, and they all went schizo, things got gruesome real fast.
And no one, except for some homeless junkies, have been inside the place ever since.
So what's the plan, Director?
Singh's meeting Shepard on the ground floor, inside the hotel's main atrium. He sent the bulk of his Jinn crew to the penthouse levels to secure a vantage point. I want McCready's team to take up positions overlooking the atrium and make the arrest. Jensen, you're going in solo from the roof.
My objectives?
Keep the Jinn from joining the party. As far as we can tell, only one route connects the atrium to the penthouse level, a halfway decent elevator shaft. Here. I want you to block access to it.
Fine. Just cut me loose.
Do you plan on relying solely on your augments for this one? I'd recommend taking a little hardware, just to be sure.
We've got a UC in there. Might be easier to maintain his cover if he's not the only one still breathing when this is done.
Smart thinking.
Yeah, but if anything does happen to him, you'll be telling his wife. After you get out of the hospital, of course.
What about range? There's lots of wide spaces and high ceilings in there, but a number of tight and constrained rooms too.
So it's a crapshoot, really.
I'm gonna go track anyway.
Well, I'm not looking to play dice with anyone in there. Give me something with distance.
Your call. Less chance of being seen and compromising Singh that way. One last thing, Jensen. Singh said that Jin are using some sort of portable Wi-Fi device to boost communications. He's got a better chance of maintaining cover if you disable it.
I'll keep an eye out for it. But aren't we on the clock here? You said there's a sandstorm moving in.
There is, and we got the intel on this mission at the very last minute, so we're scrambling a little. If it comes to it, your number one priority is keeping the Jinn out of that atrium.
Copy that.
Time to put away your happy thoughts, gentlemen. We're approaching the target building.
You're up first, Jensen. Let's do this.
Task Force action. This is Knife Leader. Engage Hush drives and descend to Angels 1-5.
Okay.
Team leader, this is Jensen. I'm on the roof.
Solid copy. Move into the building. The access route you need to block is at the far end of the penthouses. And keep in mind, the direct route might not be the easiest one.
Roger that.
McCready will advise once his team is on the ground. Miller out.
Alright. Alpha. Okay. Anything else down there? Go with no. How do you holster? XLT. Okay. Here we go. Get out of here. Good snake. Enough for me. Alright.
Jensen, we're moving through. Oh, fuck!
What's wrong?
The Jinn have got a few Jennies up and running. Gonna have to hack keypads.
Should enjoy it, McCready. They have colors and shapes. Just remember, red means bad.
Fuck you.
Take a code out of here. Smart vision. LB to assign. Okay. Would have rather it had be down D-pad? Down D-pad. Alright. Fire extinguisher, I'll put it on in a minute. Anything else in here? Nope. Okay. Just going through here. Enemies. there. Alright, go up top. We're going through here, I guess. Oh, we're doing just hacking. I'm assuming it's the same thing as the previous one. Yep. Alright.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated.
How you doing up there? 54, 70, 80. Okay.
Access granted.
You get experience for that? Yes, you do. Alright. Cover possibility? Sure. Yep. First one, holster. They cover. Aim at the cover to the green hologram at the right stick. Press A to move to the current cover. Next. Left thumbstick to. Or left thumbstick, no direction to the green hologram. Take a roll. Later around where. Aim at the cover. Press A to vault over. Alright. Basic. Green hologram. No, it's fine. Yeah, very cool. I'm gonna go like non-lethal. Everything I can. Alright. So I have all the DLC installed too. I don't know if I will do the DLC. Like, I think it's like 2 extra missions, something like that. Great. You guys. What's their plan here? So I guess our energy will recharge up until like to the fuller bar, the wider bar. Alright, go past. Grab this guy first. Right. Where we got to? Can I have one? Oh, there it is. Get that guy as well. He was empty. Alright, maybe some stuff on top too, I'll look. Don't vault up.
العاصفة راح تكون هان عن قريب.
Okay. Give your pistol ammo, pistol. There it is. Alright, anything up here? Keep that down there. I mean, we could hop over it, but I want the experience. So, I'm not gonna hop over it. I am great. Absolutely fantastic. Which wasn't A to jump, but I like this control scheme, so I'll deal with it. Oh, another way up, I guess. Boy, that's a whole different room. Oh, does like items pop up in here? No search. Nah, I guess not, so I don't even bother with that. Grab. None of those walls to punch a bolt open. Okay. Oh, that's where it was. Alright. Is anything over here? That's cape's not lootable. Get credits. Box. I think that was just like the 2 boxes. No, 2 boxes to grab, excuse me. Yep. Alright, that's fine. I'll hack that. Keep that over here. the boat. Why not?
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated.
There we go.
Access granted.
What we got in here?
Jensen, Mac, listen up. Doppler shows that sandstorm's moving in fast. It's big, and it's gonna hit us hard.
God, I hate the fucking desert. Confirm visual?
I can. Time is
Does
not
that
on
hurt?
our side.
Copy that.
Solid copy.
Anything in here? Oh, there's a hypo stim. Down there. This managed credits. Cool. Look at that one. Stun gun ammo. I probably should have grabbed a stun gun since one of the season pass things is a actual paper laser gun. But I mean, whatever. Doesn't matter to me. I'll get a stun gun at some point. Eyes right. Eyes right is salmon. Usage. Oh, functionality. Used to recover a fair amount of health at the cost of impaired vision. Health is already full. Consumption will temporarily raise above maximum. Alright, so I'm pretty sure when I went through my options, I already had off the auto sort. Yeah, it's off. Aberration, that can probably go off too. Also, I need it for something. I'll see. I'm gonna leave the pickup outline on. Objective locators. I don't need that. Critical, I don't need that either. Controls. That's all fine. Video. That's probably fine. I didn't check on the stream, but it's probably fine. I hope I'm loud enough. Ah! That was so loud. Up top. Around here. Okay. We have the Icarus fall from the previous game. Stealth tutorial. Okay. Here. Like silencer. Alright. Make any fall damage or make any fall noise. Glass shield. Looking. Parking. Alright. Throw it.
شكل الموضوع ما فيش حاجة. خلاص اتفقنا.
Okay. Enough for me. There's credits. No. Oh, he's moving. Here. Alright, give me whatever you had. Credits and some ammo. Rubble. What's he got there? Was cover gun B? Poor guy. Anything else around here to look for? I don't think so. Alright. Well, it's not an item, it's just a that could be an item. Where's the coffee cup? It is the coffee cup.
Good. There is too much riding.
There was a box there, but I mean,
We need is to come taking
I
down.
open or close, they can stay open. Wherever it is.
McCready, how you making out?
Slower than expected. It's like someone's tilled a fucking cemetery down here.
I want to listen to the dialogue. Sure, enter tutorial bit.
That was fast. You installed the signal booster already?
عشان ينظم
There's the place I'm going. Anyway, I guess I won't be able to kill the guy with the typhoon. Okay. I don't really care. Typhoon's a spinning move. First
McCready, how you making out?
Slower than expected. It's like someone's tilled a fucking cemetery down here. When the shit hit the fan in 27, the rush must have been for the stairs. There's corpses everywhere.
And that's a
A lot of your
metaverse.
cousins are here too, Jensen. You want me to grab you any space?
No parts, but I take mine with cream and 2 sugars while you're asking.
Alright, okay. طيب.
لازم نخلص بسرعة.
Do I have enough? I do not. One guy upstairs, so I'm not coming down as well. You... He'll probably be fine. I don't think anyone's coming near him.
مفيش حاجة. دايما مفيش حاجة.
I'm gonna throw a handsail at him. Dang, they didn't hear me. It's fine. 2 guys down here. Oh, what was that thing at the vent? The one was the cardboard box that I could just pick up and move. Yeah, it was. Biocell. I'm just gonna go down there. Get 'em. I could test out the, what's it called? This thing.
When are we getting out of here?
I don't know how to pull it out.
Keep it tight.
Jensen, what's your 20?
Working my way through the penthouses.
Remember to keep an eye out for the Jin's communications booster. If you can, disable it.
Roger that.
Got a nade. I have 3 of these nades. Smoke grenade. What is this anyway? Used to recover a fair amount of health at the cost of blurry vision. Health, okay. Not worried about it. Combine stuff. I combine these 2. Nope. Can't deal with this. Nope. Might as well get these right now. Actually, not grab any. No, I hit combine. Pick you up, put you down here. And we're gonna move these. Ammo can go down here. We'll have a lineup of healing items. Nope. Stim. One of these first. Actually, I haven't put the ammo at the top. Biocells can go down there. So what are you? Typhoon ammo? Alright. Go around this way. Okay, the nades can go. It's like following line. Works for me. These can go down here. Looks good enough to me. What's this? Parts. Oh, we have upgrades in here. Okay. Maybe she's looking out for stuff. Missions, or main mission, secondary, Jan's Healing Booster. I don't know where it is. stuck in? What's this? Pocket secretary. Oh, Quizamir. Working on the fan system when we lost power. Everyone's gone crazy. Stuck in here, but I think that means they can't get to me. They're killing everyone. They started screaming and attacking anything that moved. Where are you? If you can, make it up this. Alright, make it up to the storage area on the roof. It's caged in. You should be safe there. Might even have some medical supplies. Door code is A4801. Be safe right now. Pretty sure that's... It's fine, okay. It's fine. Reach software. I saw that in the main menu. I think it's like a simulation type thing. Rangers members. Days X go to unlock bonus practice. I'm gonna do it on my free time. Game triangle codes. Yeah, I'll install it during the cutscene or whatever. Inventory, I don't need help. Content, I'm not worried about these. Just get all I do. Energy, inventory. Alright. Oh, look at this. Only single shot. Side rail. Bolter guns. Put you away. What up? Oh, that was an item. That wasn't a a thing. What was it? Nope, LB. That was examine. You discover a small amount of health, the cost of impaired vision. If health is already full, consumption will temporarily raise it above the maximum. Alright. There. Now I can combine the ammo so it's reloaded. Nope. Probably better off. You can't go. You have to spend parts. Okay. EMP ammo. You know, just EMP ammo made us non-lethal. I feel like it does. Buff the damage. What do we got for this? Only that stuff can have a laser sight every one. Maybe the EMP ammo is you shoot your energy? I test it out, but I don't really want to. Lightweight is a predecessor, automatic, making popular rate of fire, ammunition capacity. I don't see anything. Alright. And you can't combine like this to. Oh, you can. Still reload that. Alright. Unless you tell me about energy weapons. Or is that in here? Nope. Weapon management. Nope. Okay. Secretary. This is a place that belongs to the dead. You should not be here, Bakar. The faster this deal of things is over, the better. This place is no longer meant for the living. It is a tomb, and everything it contains has been tainted by death. May seem insidious, but they are trapped by the people they belong to as conduits in between worlds. This is why you must leave these things where they aren't. Touch anything you have, touch anything and you invite the great return with you. Alright. Secretary's almost dead. What's over here? So, my sprint. What are you doing? Why can I sprint? Do I have a weight system in the game now? Is that a thing? It's trying to sprint. Oh, this is where this stuff is. Might as well take these. Items transferred into your inventory, you cannot be returned to the storage or applied to other saved games. Okay, so if I were to make a new game, I wouldn't have these items. Is what I'm